Okay, I've already done this. There's not much to do. Trim set. Run it up to 4,000. A little bit of a drop. A little bit of a drop. Everything looks good.
Yeah, that's a wiring thing.
Okay. Bolton Tower, experimental 8765, holding short, runway 4, will be left-hand turnout.
Experimental 765, runway 4, clear for takeoff, left-hand turnout.
765, copy, cleared to takeoff, runway 4.
That's how weak he sounds to me, too. The tower, that guy always sounds weak to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was fine yesterday, or the last couple of times I flew, and then I think it's that Army guy, Ken.
Well, yes, he walks softly and carries a big stick.
Yeah.
That's Army, right? Or is that just
there you go.
Just Teddy Roosevelt?
Same thing. My takeoff trim, I think, is more where the bottom 2 dash line is. I always have to trim down there instead of that trim line. But when I land, I put it on that green line. It's better.
Tower, flight design 235 Kilo Bravo is 6 miles to the west, inbound for touch and go. The 5 Kilo Bravo, enter the left downwind, runway 4, report midfield. Wind is 050 at 05, altimeter 3024. Okay, report left midfield, downwind, runway 4, 5 Kilo Bravo.
That means he's coming right at us.
Well, I see someone out here. 2 people out here.
Zoom in a little bit so you can see him better.
What's that?
Zoom in a little bit so you can see him better. Oh man, you got some clutter on there. I don't know how you see anything.
I don't know how to take whatever off.
Yeah, we'll have to well, you're at 20 miles range. You can start decluttering. I turn off the terrain avoidance too because I can't stand all that yellow and red. But you can configure some of that to go away.
Well, when we get back, you can help me do some of that. I'm not sure. I didn't want to touch too much stuff. I'm fine, but my legs are cold. There's somebody 400 feet below me over here.
That's what's his name, Todd? In the flight design?
It could be him. He said he's going to do touch and goes. It might be the guy from up at OSU or Delaware.
Well, he took off just before us, and he's been working on his plane.
Yeah.
Might be out just test flying it.
I think it just smoothed out there, got out of them bumps.
Kilo Bravo, turning left downwind, runway 4. 5 Kilo Bravo.
Yep.
But it still has a bit of a roll.
Okay.
So this is all I do is track and hold.
Okay.
So I don't know how to...
Okay, go ahead and do that and let's fiddle around with it. So put it on track and hold. Oops, put it back on. There you go. All right, so you don't have anything for HSI to work, or the nav to work on. You haven't put anything in. So put in a direct to somewhere.
Okay.
So you got to go back. Well, just get back out of it. Hit exit from that. Hit direct to. And then just go find something in your recent list.
Where's, oh,
So
recent.
this knob, once, yeah, oh, that's touchscreen for you, yeah. MRT works, that's up north. Hit the one on the bottom there. There we go, now hit your direct to again. Okay, now, if you go back to your autopilot, so go back, autopilot. Now why don't you have HSI and altitude?
Do what?
You should be able to follow nav now, but it's not working. It's not giving you any direction at all. And, oh, let's see. Do you have your input set? I can't remember how to do it. Go. H5. There you go. Now try it. Go back. Autopilot. Now hit HSI and altitude. Now just let it go. It's going to turn on course. So what that was, your source was set to something different. It was looking for a navcom or something.
So it's doing a 25-degree bank?
Yeah, and you can configure all that. You can tell it how much you're comfortable with. Now it's going to overshoot because it has to get back on course. So it'll keep going even longer than, it's going to cross back over and it'll correct. Just give it a chance.
Trim up.
There, now it's going to start, you see it starting to correct back?
Now the thing that you did before this, am I going to have to do that every time?
Well, just be very careful not to touch any of that stuff. It's that touchscreen that might have got you into trouble. Normally you'd have to get through into the buttons to do all that, but you can do everything just by bumping against it.
Okay, let me do this again. I'm going to turn this off, right?
Okay.
So I autopilot off.
Okay, you're fine, go back. There you go.
Still says autopilot.
Yep, it's off. It's flashing you to tell that it's off.
Okay.
There it went, it's done.
Okay, so what I did before was I hit autopilot. I didn't have this.
You didn't have that because you didn't have the Skyview set as your nav input. Because this thing, for all it knows, you've got a navcom out here with an ILS. You might want to select that as your input. So somehow it got set to something other than itself.
Okay. So what I did before was I would line up with where I was going.
Yeah, now you should just be able to turn on HSI and altitude and it'll fly it for you.
So, but it picked 3,400.
That's what you just happen to be at right now.
Okay, so that's how it does that.
Now if you want to change it, go to that barrow, go to this one, press up, go down to altitude. Now turn it clockwise and that'll start to climb up, see?
Okay.
So now let it take us on up, see?
I didn't know how to do that. I didn't remember how to do that.
I'm not sure we ever did it. Now your vertical speed you would set the same way. It's set to 600 foot per minute. You would go back to this knob. Actually, you could probably set it just by touching it because you're touchscreen. Oops, wrong spot. Touch it right in the middle of it, maybe. I don't know how you do it on the touchscreen. Interesting. Got to be a way. Maybe if you're in the six-pack, it would work better. Did it do it? What happens if you lift up on that one again? Oh, you don't even have it as an option. Now, there's another thing I don't understand. I had VS as an option in there to set my vertical speed. I wonder if that's in your settings.
I think I have to, it's in my settings.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want to keep it at 600 though either.
Well, that's the thing. You should be able to change it. In your settings, it's set to default to 600.
Yes.
But you should be able to change it right now. You should be able to go to that left knob and there should be a VS item that would let you change it. And I'm not sure why you don't have that. They're missing it as a menu item, which I've never seen before either.
It's
like
not.
it's not even there. It's not even an option for you. I don't know why. So that's another thing to look at. It's never been there, and I always thought it would once you got everything all set up.
Okay.
I wonder if it's, well, I don't know if it would have disabled it because of your altimeter thing. I don't know why it would.
There's somebody down there going left to right.
Yeah, it's a Cessna. He should be. If you would zoom out or in, you'd be able to see him a lot better. He's right there.
Okay.
Walking 1200. You'll get his tail number here in a second. I think if he shows you his squawk code. Yeah, that's 738 Bravo Lima.
Okay, where do you usually have your set?
I usually, if I'm flying around in the airport area, I'm at 5.
Okay.
If I'm en route, I'm either 8 or 12.
Oh, I had mine.
I only
30.
put it out to 30. Doesn't tell me anything I really need to know.
Oh, well, okay. How come this just did that?
Did what? You're
Okay.
zooming. You're changing your zoom.
Okay, 12.
Yeah, so that's still a little bit better. But if I'm in around where there's a lot of airplanes, like near the airport, I'm at 5 or 8 because if they're within 5 miles, I should be able to see them. Anything outside of 5 miles, I can't even see them, so I don't really care.
So does that automatically default to? I think it does, right?
Default to what?
To where you have it set when you start it up?
Yeah, it'll remember that. If you turn it on tomorrow, and this is where it is, that's where it'll be.
Okay.
I fiddle with it a lot, and the only time I ever go out to like 30 is I want to see, like if I'm looking at the airport I'm headed to, and I want to see whether it's got good weather, you know, because it'll be green, red, or blue, depending on marginal VFR, because you have the ADS-B.
Okay.
I'll set that out to 30 so I can see the airport I'm going
Bravo,
to.
runway 4, cleared for the option.
Okay. So I had this on autopilot. It's on track. I turned it off. I'm flying again.
Right.
So I want to do the autopilot again. Now it has this. It'll.
Yeah, now when you do that, it's going to turn you to the right because you're off course.
I'm off course, and it'll turn 25 degrees.
Yep. And that's configurable. I like it to get a turn done. I don't like to just blah blah blah. So mine might actually be set to 30.
I think yours was. I thought, well, I'm a little uncomfortable with 30, so I backed it back a little bit. Okay, then there was the other thing. Okay, I turned this off. If I just want to hold